righty then. Let's just give folks a minute. I think we can turn this clock off and it's Wednesday. I'm acting like I got a little bit of life there. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Wealthy You Wind Down, and it is time to talk about wealth and have some wine. How about that? Good evening, everyone. Hey. So, let me give folks a few minutes to get on. Good evening. As you come in, tell me who's on with me and tell me where you're from. That's what I want to know. I'm still learning all this different technology. Good evening. Come on in. So, wow. I gotta tell you, I am still somewhat recovering. Hey, Tawana, from our amazing event. That must be Nikki talking about my lower third. Yes, darling, we have to take it up a notch. We've got to keep moving and grooving. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Come on in. Tell me who's hanging out with me. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some wine. We've got a lot of things going on. I want to welcome our new Wealthy Youth Society members. Man, the Wealthy Youth Society community is growing, and we're excited for all of you who attended the Black Girl Magic Wealth event. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then I have some other news that I want to drop that is coming as well. Hey, Anastasia in Atlanta, welcome. So it's Wealthy You Wind Down, and so I want to make sure I give you an opportunity to get your favorite glass of wine. Good evening, Sharon Jones. She is now in the Wealthy Youth Society. I'm so happy for you, Sharon. You know, you've been to like so many events that we've had. And so I'm really excited that you chose to come into our wonderful community where the ladies are. So I'm going to give some shout outs tonight, because in the Wealthy Youth Society, these women are on fire. I mean, you're refinancing your homes, you're negotiating packages, you're getting stock options with those packages, you are paying off debt, you're getting rid of student loan debt, you are acting like a wealthy woman, because that's what it's about. And I also, we've got some big news coming up. So who on here did not make it to the Black Girl Magic Wealth event? Come on, tell the truth and shame the devil. Now, I know if you are a part of the Wealthy Youth Society, one of your benefits was that you got to come to the Black Girl Magic Wealth. Your $197 fee was paid for already. So if you did not join in the fun, I still have something for you, because that's how we do at Wealthy You. We don't want any women left out. We want you to get your wealth on. So come on in, cha-ching. That's right. Wealthy women getting to the money. Get your money. That's right. So if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure that you like, my channel so that you'll continue to get this information. And if you're watching me in the Wealthy You community, shout out. If you're watching me on the Deborah Owens page, make sure that you join the Wealthy You community, because that's how you'll be notified of everything, of all our activities. And it's 8:05, so I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Good evening. Virginia has joined us as well. One of our Wealthy You inner circle goal getters. Woo! What I love about Virginia is always dropping some wisdom and always paying it forward, because that's really what the community is about. So if you're just joining us, I'm Deborah Owens. I am founder and CEO of Wealthy You. And Wealthy You is a financial wellness company, and we focus on helping Black women in particular increase their financial acumen, learn how to invest so they can build real wealth. And our focus really is on wealth. It's about increasing your net worth. And so we launched the Wealthy You Society. It's our 12-month membership program back in April. And since then, we have had amazing results for many in our community. If you want to learn more about the Wealthy You Society, you can learn about that. I'll talk about that a little later, because it is still open. And we just had, I think, 16 more women join from our Black Girl Magic Wealth event on Saturday. What is today? Wednesday? Yeah, so welcome. Let's see who else is in the room with me so I can give you guys all a shout out. I see I got Shy-Time in the house, so that must be Anita. I see Suzanne is here. Nikki, let's see. Okay, awesome. So let's get started. And by the way, if you know someone who is interested in building wealth and getting their wealth on, this is the place to be. So I want to begin tonight by asking all of you, what did you think about the Black Girl Magic Wealth event? Did it live up to your expectations? And if so, I would love to see your comments. What was your most impactful takeaway from that? What was it? 10, 11, 12, 1. We did take a break. 2, 3, 4, 5, like 8 hours, right? And so I'd love to hear comment. What was your most impactful takeaway from that event? Because one of the things so before I do that, let me just, for those of you who may not have attended, let me just give you kind of a recap. So on Saturday, excellent. It exceeded your expectations. I'm glad to hear that, because the team and I met today and we were like so excited. But anyway, for those of you who didn't attend, on Saturday we held one of our quarterly events. And the theme for this event was Black Girl Magic Wealth. And the Black Girl Magic Wealth Blueprint event. And the kind of backstory of that event was really because I was just really feeling all of the, the COVID, the quarantine, the social unrest. I wrote a financial love letter to Black women. And that love letter was really to affirm Black women and let them know that, hey, I see you. I know that you've done everything that you were told. Like me, we were told, get an education, get a career, the world would open up to you. And yet, even though we did exactly what we were told, and in the Black Girl Magic Wealth event, I talked about Black women and their success. You are the highest educational attainment of any other group, starting businesses at a fast clip. Your incomes are rising, but you're hitting a ceiling. You've got a lot of educational degrees, but unfortunately, the commensurate income that we aspired to have was not necessarily gained. And part of that is being the first generation college grad, first generational professional career. I know I certainly was in my family. First generation to go into management. There was no roadmap for us. So we didn't know the nuances and the strategies and the things that we would have had to do that someone would have taught us had they gone before us. But not only that, but in the midst of it all, what also became very evident is that there are some systemic things, whether it be, racism, no access, no mentors, no sponsors in these environments. And so Black Girl Magic Wealth was about introducing a new wealth blueprint for Black women. Not that this doesn't apply to all women, but the bottom line is we have some obstacles and barriers that are real and that you need to be aware of, and you need to be, because the other side of that was overcoming. So overcoming a financial love letter to Black women, and that overcoming in order to overcome this wealth blueprint. And so that really was the theme of the event as well. And so we had speakers that addressed all of those obstacles. Kim Coles, everybody's actress, comedian, everyone's sister friend, she came and she talked about pivoting on purpose and the power of your story. Then Minda Harts, New York Times bestselling author of The Memo, she gave some amazing strategy around how to navigate in these professional environments. And then Elizabeth Davis, founder and CEO of Shidavi beauty company, talked about how she shifted from corporate and built a 7-figure business from home. And then finally, Dr. Tisa Silver Kennedy, a wealthy you-go-getter, had been on our panel, just launched Melanin Money and Matriculation, and she talked about how important it is to be strategic about taking on student loan debt. So very, very excited about that day. So if you weren't there, stick with me, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be sharing with you how you too can gain the kind of insight that we had on Saturday. And then what did you guys think about DJ Sean J? Oh, amazing. Now, what I didn't tell you about Sean is that Sean and I've known Sean's mother for over 20 years. They were all, my kids were raised we went to the same church. We still go to the same church. And And so I was so excited when we said, oh, we need a DJ, and he was available because, my daughter, when she lived in Baltimore, Sean's in Baltimore, he would DJ at different places and they would follow him wherever he DJ'd. So I knew he was going to bring it, bring it, bring it. So that's what I want to know. What was the most impactful thing? So let me just take a look at what you guys have to say. Let's see. Hey, Rhonda from Bowie. Let's see who here, who. Ching, ching, ching. So Virginia's here. Okay, so let's see. It was next level. Love it, love it, love it. Turned up. It was fabulous. Pivoting was my big takeaway, and Kim Cole's piece on storytelling. Yes, loved, love, love Kim. Did Kim bring it? And you know what I loved about her? Was her transparency, right? And I think all the speakers brought that transparency and that vulnerability. So it was amazing. I totally agree. Virginia says, you got to believe in yourself, identify your talents, develop a plan and work the plan, and invest your dollars. If others are naysayers, say, bye, girl, bye, boy, take ownership for your career and financial success. Okay, so that's the other point. I want to, that Stephanie and Tawana and Terry, and we all talk about is just the power of this community. And, you all know that in the Wealthy You community and the Wealthy You society, for those of you who've been through personal coaching with me, that is what is you have to be around people that are on the same vibration that you are. And it's not that you want to leave people behind, but you know what? Sometimes you have to model it so that people will desire that and aspire to the things that you do. But you got to be careful that you're in a circle and not in a cage. So I want you guys to hear this, that you're in a circle and not in a cage. The difference between a circle is a circle supports one another and you have the same aspiration and you're going up together. A cage is when you're surrounded with one of people and they're comfortable where they are and they don't want you to go anywhere because they're comfortable where you are. And the truth is, ladies, and you know this for a fact, is that sometimes when how do I want to put it? Familiarity breeds contempt. And what I mean by that is you get comfortable. And people get comfortable, can only see you in a certain way. They see you, they don't see the growth that you've been through. And so they don't see you in another way. And it's I don't know how to really frame it, but they want you to remain the same because they're comfortable being the same. And so the whole point of the conference is nothing grows in the comfort zone. You got to stretch. You got to learn something new. You got to take risks. You can't be afraid to fail. And every one of those women on Saturday, that is what they conveyed. So let's see. So thank you for those comments, Virginia. I enjoyed how each lady spoke about how they can take an experience and create a business. It's all about mindset. Realize your magic. Now, let me tell you something about that. Now, Elizabeth of Shidabi, I didn't know what she was going to talk about, right? Like, I am into women who have proof, right? Proof of their accomplishments. And when she said, yeah, you know what? When I was in corporate America and I would say, I would think I wanted to do something. I would say abracadabra. And she said, well, man, that's like magic. That's like the black girl magic you're talking about. And that's what I mean. You know what? The magic is inside of you. And you've been given it, and you've got to bring it out. You've got to bring it out. New to this group, be in a circle and not in a cage. It's powerful. I love it. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to the group, just know that we don't have strangers in Wealthy You community. We are a sisterhood, and we want everyone to succeed, because when other people succeed, it shows us that it's possible. Love it, love it, love it. That's right. Everyone has a story to share to help others. Real success is a team sport. Fantastic. That you can't do it solo. Get the help that you need. That's right. Thank you, Nikki. He did. DJ Sean, he's an amazing gentleman. Yep. I also like the quote that Kim Cole spoke of. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people. Yes, and in fact, that quote by Kim Coles, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want. That's a Zig Ziglar quote. I mean, Zig Ziglar, old school sales. When I first got into investing, into sales and stock, you had to read those motivational quotes. That's right, Helena. No growth in the comfort zone. I was excited to hear about each speaker's execution that was committed to obtaining their goals. And so that's really what it was about. I got to tell you, I could not have been more pleased, ladies, because here's what I want you to understand. Nikki says, listening to Elizabeth Davis and Kim Cole's story really helped me organize my plans. Excellent. Because that's really what it's about. In Wealthy You, one of the first things that we do is we create that wealthy vision. And that vision is the plan. So, as the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. And I think so often we and you know what, I had this, I was on I digress, but I was on a coaching call today, and one of, the client said, well, you know what, Deb, like, this was all in my head, and like, I knew what I needed to do, and I would think, well, yeah, I need to do this, I need to write it down, I need to do this, I need to do that. But it was not until, at Wealthy You, we have a process, right? There's a curriculum, there's books, there's thought. I mean, and it's been duplicated over and over and over and over and again. It's a system, right? It's a system. If you follow these 7 wealthy habits, if you adopt these 7 wealthy habits, but it's not just, it's doing, it's execution. And so the reason this community is so important is because you see other people executing. You see people refinancing their house. You say, well, Deb said I should refi my house. Well, so-and-so did it. I'm going to do it. Right. So that's what accountability and support does. It helps you be accountable. We all need it. It's so funny. I was on a Q&A call with my own coach. I was talking about some of the things that we were doing, and we went on one door. He said, well, no, I just want you to tweak it that way. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? So sometimes you're so close to it, you need someone around you, someone in your life who is going to give you some perspective, and then is going to hold you accountable. Right. So it's not enough for him to tell me a strategy. I've got to execute on that strategy. So as soon as I got through with my call with him, I got with the team. I said, listen, this is what we're doing now. OK, how y'all feel about that? Boom, boom, boom. It's done. It's done. Right. And so I got to give a couple of shout outs this week for what is going on in the Wealthy You Society. I am so proud of what so many of you are doing. And I love the fact that you're sharing what you're doing. So I got to give a shout out to Tamiko, because that girl is on fire, man. She has been paying off debt, investing, stash parties, you name it. She's got it going on. So let's look at some more of these comments. Wait a minute. Let's see. This is a good one. Authenticity, vulnerability equal credibility and profitability. Now, you could take that to the bank. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's exactly what those women were talking about on Saturday. I walked away from the Black Girl Magic event so incredibly empowered. I felt so supported in my goals and in our goals as Wealthy You Sisters, looking out for one another and holding each other accountable. Yes. Yes. You know what? What I didn't tell you guys, okay, I'm going to fess up. Because what I didn't tell you guys, I didn't even tell the team really, was that I had another commitment for a corporate client that kind of came out of, I mean, I knew something was coming, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. And then boom, they were like, listen, we've got this event on August 6th. I'm like, August 6th, I'm cool. You know, we got ours July 18th. We're all right. That's flowing, right? Then they said, yes, but we would like to record it on Friday, July 17th. I was like, what? What are y'all talking about? What? So we're prepared for this Black Girl Magic event. And then I'm preparing for this big interview. And I mean, big. Soledad O'Brien big, right? National Association of Black Journalists big, you know, where I've got to prep and be on my game. So, I mean, I'm like, boom. Oh, okay. And, you know, so I just said, you know, Lord, take the wheel. But that's what, when you got a team around you. So I got to tell you, Tawana and Stephanie, man, they were just making it happen. They had Liz, Terry, you know, they had taken care of the technology. And whew, I was so grateful, right? So to see that event come off the way that it did, prayers were answered and tears flowed. That's all I want to tell you. So when I walked out of that building, went home, I didn't wake up. I mean, I literally had dinner, went to sleep at 7 o'clock. And I mean, all of Sunday, I was out, you guys. I was out. So I am just so excited that you guys, that the hard work paid off, that the thoughtfulness that went into it, that your expectations were exceeded. Mine certainly were. And that's why we do it, right? That's why we do it. And so who said, I can hardly wait till the next Wealthy You event. Now see, that's the other team. That's what the team and I said. We were like, well, we did all right. But they said to me, so what's it looking like for the next quarterly event? Is that funny? But guess what? We're already rocking and rolling, baby. October the 17th, put that on your calendar, because we're coming back and we're going to have some amazing folks. Gotta just keep Ken Hart. That's right. So welcome to the wonderful world of recorded conferences. Okay, so that brings me to, I know, I gotta tell you, Virginia, you set the bar high. You're not kidding, man. you, I, I like, we're in this virtual world now. Okay, so I want you guys to think about this, right? So if you guys haven't been in this community, one of the things you need to understand is that we are already looking around the corner about what is to come. So it's not about looking back and regret and being mired in fear. And basically, if you turn on the TV, that's all you're going to hear. In the Wealthy You community, we're strategizing, we're thinking about what do we need to pivot. So our last event on April 18th was supposed to be in person, and we went virtual. And so, we had great speakers. The Wealthy You community, Virginia, Dia. I mean, we have some phenomenal women in this community. But what is also important is that everybody gets fed. And so in order for us to execute, we've got to get more perspective and more insight. And so starting out, when this whole COVID thing happened, everybody was fearful about this. And I was like, no, there is possibility in volatility. You guys remember that? And so you guys were, I think I came on every night for, I think it was about 4 weeks when it first hit, like in April and May. And you guys were executing, you were not fearful. We were talking about the market, talking about investing, talking about what you need to do for your retirement, how to do proper asset allocation. That's right, Maria, pivoting is the point. So even now, right? So then we take it to the next level. We do this next event. We get more technology. We start thinking about how can we replicate a similar experience as we could when we were in person, right? So that's what I hope you got out of Saturday, was all the preparation, the technology, the DJ, bringing in the speakers, making sure that we had done proper preparation. A lot of work went into executing at the level that we needed it to. And so, just like we learned a lot from the first thing, we learned a lot from this. And you're right, I can't wait to see. I've already got some people in mind that I think it's important, some insights and perspective that we all need to have. I want you guys to learn about, not only how to flourish in your career, but I want you to understand how to leverage your opportunities, your benefits, negotiation, how to have those conversations. So that's a lot about what we're thinking about for this next event. So stay tuned. But guess what? If you're already in the Wealthy You Society, you're already in, because that's what one of the benefits is. You get to come to the quarterly events and you get a ticket, right? So you're already in the house. Now, I got a question for you guys. How many of you guys went to the event on Saturday and said, man, or maybe you were there and maybe you couldn't see all of it? That's right, Tawana. I said every single night I came on and I said, prepare, don't panic. So how many of you were, put in the comments, how many of you were sitting there thinking, man, so-and-so should have been here? Was any of you thinking that, like you had, girl, and you may have said, girl, you need to come. That's right. Membership comes with privileges. So, girl, you need to come. Or you tried to get a girlfriend to come and she wouldn't come. Or, she came up with all these excuses. And then afterwards you called and you said, girl, you should have been at that event. Kim Cole said this, Minda Harts, if you've never heard of her, she wrote the memo. Did any of you do that? Have you guys been talking about this event? I know I've been talking about it. So guess what? So that's the power of technology. The power of technology is that we have already turned it around. And you are now going to have an opportunity to see the replay, to purchase the replay. So we've already got it set. And when it launches tomorrow, it's going to launch at a ridiculous price. Okay? So it is going to be available for you to watch each one of those speakers. And I want you to hear this because you're going to hear what Kim said and you're going to be able to go back. You're going to have her whole presentation and really think through what it was she said, right? Then you're going to have, and I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys know, but Minda Harts, within everything she said, first, Kim told her amazing, transparent about it and how her life had been devastating, how she turned that around. And I don't know about you, but I was so inspired by that. And then Minda, wow. She was giving so much insight and perspective into the ownership you have to take for your career and your life. But also how to advocate. She shared how to advocate. And then come on now. Then Elizabeth Davis from Shidavi sharing how she was in that. She shared the exact steps on how she transitioned out of corporate and how she made her plan, her mindset. And then if that wasn't enough, Dr. Tisa Silver Kennedy basically gave you the insight on everything you need to be. That's excellent. And everybody needs to go out and buy the memo. That's right. And then Dr. Tisa Kennedy talked about this student loan debt, the things that you need to consider, what you need to do strategically. And so tomorrow, and it's only going to be available for a week at this ridiculous, it was like 8 hours. What did you guys think? Was that worth every penny? I'm going to tell you, for the level of expertise on Saturday, we made an investment, right, on our side to bring you that caliber of knowledge. But I'm going to tell you, I have spent $3,000-$4,000 to get that caliber of insight at conferences. Agree or disagree? And then tack on travel and hotel and all of the other things. And we brought it to you in your living room. How cool was that? Literally, I had an accountant one year look at my books and just say, Deb, your travel expenses, they are off the chain. I want to make sure you're getting a return on all of this travel and these conference fees that you're paying. And so, I guess that's what I'm most proud of, is that we were able to produce that caliber of a production. Um, the speakers were impeccable. The technology, all of it flowed. DJ Sean was amazing. And so, like you could nickel and dime and, maybe just get on your computer and talk on Zoom, and which I've been to some events, but I think you will concur that that's what we were most excited about. I got to give my hubby props, because that's his thing. He was in news for decades, and he doesn't like half doing anything, especially when it comes to production. Yes, and the theme songs DJ Sean came up with, right? And each of every all of that was, it was executed, planned brilliantly. And so look for, if you're not in the community, make sure you get in the community, because we're going to drop the link tomorrow on how you can get access to the replay. And that promotion for the replay will run about I think it's 7 days. I'll leave that to the rest of the team on the technical side of it. So get ready. Tell your friends. You'll be able to send them the link. That, girl, you don't want to miss this. You might have missed it, but guess what? Wealthy you. They came through. Do you know how hard it is to get something recorded and set up so that you guys will have instant access to it? Boom. Another shout out to Mr. Owens, because he made that happen. That's right. The team made it happen. And now it's going to be available for you to go back and revisit it. So I'm so excited about that. So I already gave away the next date for the Wealthy You event is October the 17th. You can put that on. Yeah, y'all just gonna have us take it to a whole nother level, I guess. But I'm already excited, because I have a few people that we're going to reach out to, but I'm not going to tell you who we are until we have a signed contract, because you know how you can't just say people's names and you haven't given them a dime or signed a contract. So that's what's going on. Hey, the other thing is, I don't know if you are a member of the National Association of Black Journalists. If you're not, they took their conference virtual. So on August 6th, I will be interviewed by Soledad O'Brien. I'm on a panel with the head of financial security for AARP, along with another young lady who does work in the Latina community, as well as Shani Hostin, who is the VP of leadership, multicultural leadership. And it was amazing. So that's on August 6th. So we'll put something up so you guys know when that's happening. But that was a great conversation. And really what we were talking about was the financial pain that COVID-19 has caused in communities of colors. And of course, I was speaking specifically about, the job situation, where we needed to be looking, what we needed to be doing around retirement savings, emergency savings. So I think they were pretty pleased, and I was pleased too. So hopefully, if you are, and I know you are, Nikki and NABJ. Now, The other thing is, so tomorrow night, for those of you, oh, and by the way, see, now I didn't say that, but you still can join the Wealthy You Society if you haven't already. And so that it is still open. And the good thing is, tomorrow I am doing a deep dive and overview of the financial markets and how they work. That starts at 8 o'clock p.m. It will be in the Wealthy You Society Facebook page, so you must be a Wealthy You Society member. Be prepared, ladies, to take notes, right? Because each month we go deeper, deeper, and deeper. But what I really am, and the reason that, so if you were to look in your portal, you have the webinar that you would look at is Financial Fundamentals. So that kind of gives you an overview of the financial markets. But I really believe that, what's important is that you have a historical perspective on the financial markets, because you need to know the origin and where things came from. And then, even at fundamentally, things don't change. It's just that they just evolve. And so what you need to understand is, if you know the origin, if you know how the stock market works, if you know fundamentally what a stock is, if you know that stocks have different classes, if you know what a bond is and you know how bonds work, if you know how stocks are issued and why they're issued. So it's going to be, where the rubber meets the road, and not too complex, but some complexity, right? So we're going to start at the beginning, and then we're going to work our way up, because my goal is, when you walk away from this sessions, ladies, that you're going to say, okay, I understand that. Now I know how bonds are issued. I know what a syndicate is, and so on and so on. So we're going to, how's that sound, ladies? You guys ready to roll your sleeves up and really get into the nitty gritty? Because that's what wealthy women do. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, any questions, ladies? Okay, so yeah, I thought about dropping the link on the rebroadcast tonight, but I said no, 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 no. I told the team tomorrow, so I'm going to stick to my guns. But remember, when that link drops, it's going to be great value. You need to tell there are a lot of women who could have been blessed by Saturday. And for whatever reason, and I realize that for so many of us, we have a lot going on. And so sometimes you can't give a full 8 hours. So this way, you'll be able to look at each one of the presenters in your own time, go back to it, take notes, make a plan, and execute. Sound good? Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, ladies. So just as a recap, and if you're just joining us and you're watching this by replay, put replay. Okay, recap. The Black Girl Magic Wealth replay goes up tomorrow, and you'll be able to purchase that and get instant access to all of the speakers. Kim Coles, actress and comedian, talks about pivot on purpose. Minda Harts, secure your seat at the table. Elizabeth Davis, building a 7-figure business from home. Dr. Tisa Silver Kennedy, uh, borrowing while black, and how not to give, not to allow the student loan debt to come out of it. So that is what we're looking for. And then at 8 o'clock tomorrow in the Wealthy Youth Society, it's our skill building, and we will learn how to take it up a notch and understand how the financial markets work. Okay? All right, guys. So again, this was Wealthy You Wind Down. Cheers. I'm Deborah Owens, America's Wealth Coach and founder and CEO of Wealthy You, where we teach women how to overcome their financial fears, learn how to invest so you can build real wealth. Okay, folks, that's going to do it for me this evening. Good night.